So recently I've been reviewing and showing you guys a bunch of different kinds of flashlights, more in the flat light. Some people call this a wedge, some people call it a candy bar. It's a very flat, pocketable flashlight. This is the Nitecore EDC 29, and it really is different from all the rest in build and performance. One, it's crazy bright. Wow. So yeah, this puts out 6,500 lumens. It is a roughly 7-second burst of 6,500 lumens, and it also has a strobe that puts out 6,500 lumens. It's nasty bright. So they call it an EDC flashlight, but this thing to me is tactical or a task-based, I'm grabbing that flashlight. Yeah, obviously you can EDC it. I guess it all depends on what you're doing every day. So I'm going to show you guys a lot of beam shots, and I'm going to give you as much information as I can extract from my head, because there's a lot with this. Otherwise it will be linked down below in the more information. So these good people reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to show your viewers the EDC 29? I was like, oh yeah, I've heard, read, and seen a lot of good things about this flashlight. People love it. And within minutes of using it, I can tell you, build-wise, it feels fantastic in the hand. We have other types of flat lights that are a bit smaller. This one feels really good. Maybe it's just because I like a larger, like 21700 battery flashlight. It feels great. And I also love tail cap switches. So, build-wise, ergonomics, let's say, the thing feels wonderful in hand. And I'll try to split this up between the build and the, performance beam shots as we go along. So I guess we will start at the front end. Now, this is different, and that's why I said build-wise and performance-wise, it's different than everything else. You see the reflectors in there? That's an orange peel style design. It's not plastic. It is actually metal. So when you look in and you see the reflectors, they're metal. That's different. The lens, I don't believe that's plastic. I couldn't find notation of what it's made out of, whether it's glass or crystal, but it definitely doesn't feel like plastic to me. I could be wrong, but it's nice. So, that means less prone to scratches. And then when you look in at the cores, the LEDs of this thing, you can see the two main LEDs. And then there is actually 16 auxiliary LEDs, giving you a total of 18 in there, which, well, you can imagine is what helps put out the power that it puts out. And then the body. So we'll move along this way. But going across the body, it's not aluminum. Like just about every other flashlight we get, this is stainless steel, not aluminum. It's stainless steel, and then it has this titanium PVD type coating, I believe that's what it's called. But it's a two-piece shell over a carbon fiber composite inlay. So what ends up happening is you get this really nice metal shell, but you get these carbon fiber features that stand out that give you a lot of traction and grip. Already, as you can see, as we, move along this flashlight, that's different than pretty much everything else we've been dealing with. So the pocket clip is burly. This thing is big, but it's tight. Which I like a tight pocket clip, but this thing is really tight. And anybody else who shows you this will probably tell you the same thing. That's great, fine. And I think The clip plays into the design that people may not be so thrilled about. A lot of people don't like it because it's not deep pocket carry. But I really think the intention of this flashlight, again, is a tactical, task-based, tool. Being that it's super tight, whatever it's going into your pocket or on a bag, it's meant to stay there. With that much of the flashlight exposed and the way the body is built, that is meant for grabbing. It's not so much to bury it in your pocket, it's meant for you got to get that flashlight out and blast 6,500 lumens. Eyeballs. So that's my outlook on the clip design and build. It's strong, it's burly, and it also comes with this paracord lanyard, which is an option. And then we get up here to this side, and this is important. So this is a mechanical lockout switch, see that? And when I got this light, I just took it outside. I didn't read the directions or anything. I like to do an initial run of, can I figure it out without reading instructions? It's a flashlight, you should be able to. Super intuitive. It doesn't matter which way you're holding it. If your thumb is on this side, or it's on that side, it is super easy to figure out where the switch is. And so what that does is it does a half lock or full lock. I have it still in full lock, meaning once it's locked, you can't press anything, which is good. And if for some reason something does get pressed and it's not locked, this has a sensor built in that if the light is against something and it comes on that 3000 or 6500, the proximity sensor will drop it down. So it's not a built-in one where it's while you're using it. It's if the light is off, it's against something and comes on. It'll keep it from setting things on fire, because I'm telling you, with this 6,500 lumens, you can ignite paper extremely fast. So that switch feels great. Placement right up the top, right near the switches. Awesome. Now we get to the very different thing with the OLED screen that it has on the, well, the very top of the side here. And there's a lot of information, and it's very, very handy. So this will tell you what lumen setting you're selecting. It'll tell you how much runtime you have in that particular lumen setting. And then obviously it'll give you your battery voltage to let you know where you're at. The thing that I find that's very handy about the information on here, because generally I wouldn't think with a flashlight you need to be looking at a screen to use it. Well, it allows you to select which setting you want before engaging. So if you want to go to that 15 lumen, you can. And that's what I found myself doing, was walking through that, finding the lowest setting, and then turning it on. The screen is very cool. And the screen will also show you when you use the turbo mode, the lumen shield mode. After it steps down, so you hit 6,500 lumens, you get about 7 seconds, and then it goes down to the 3,000 lumens. And then on the screen you see this progress bar, which lets you know when it will be available again, so as the light cools down. And so let's get to the switches that provide all the action that I've been talking about. So this flat one, that is the one that gives you your super crazy bright. Also, it is programmable that if you want it to be a direct strobe, you can do that. So as you can imagine, whether you're using your thumb or another finger, you can easily distinguish the two buttons. That has a half press for the 3000 and a full press for the maximum. And then so up here with the taller switch, it has a half press, so for momentary, or full press. So when you're on, you then just lightly half press, and you can walk through your 15, 100, 400, 1200, and back. So very easy to use and intuitive, and that to me is important. So that's why when I get one of these new flashlights, I just take it outside, and there shouldn't be any issue figuring out, you know, how to operate this thing. Okay, and as we make our way fully, completely around the exterior of the flashlight, it is USB-C rechargeable, comes with a USB-A to C cable. The port has a flap. So, not a fan of flaps, but at least it goes into the point where it feels like more like a cap, not so much a flap. So it's in there, it's flush, it's tight, it's not bad. Now this flashlight, because of the different build, it is IP54 water resistant, which means it is not submersible. So you can't go swimming with this, but you could hose it down. It'll take a lot of water spray. I believe outdoor light posts are IP54 water resistant. So it's considerable, but you can imagine with this being a shell build with that carbon fiber inlay, it's just different. It's not a, you know, one-piece tube. Anyways, it's IP54. That's still decent. So, yeah, this flashlight is something else, and I have completely enjoyed using it. Here it is with a couple of other flashlights, size comparison. They kind of wanted me to compare it to a couple of others that are out there on the market, but I will honestly tell you, it's a completely different kind of flashlight. It's definitely something you might want to go check out. Click my links. It helps. I appreciate it. I have really enjoyed filming and using this flashlight. This is another keeper. This is definitely staying in my collection because it's that different. It's that impressively bright, and I could see myself using it for certain nighttime activities where I want that just in case. All right, I appreciate you watching. Go check it out, and I will see you next time.